Once again, this is the Frontline Show on Intellectual Radio. I'm your host, Tyrone Muhammad. People, you know you know the drill. Live call in 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. That's IntellectualRadio.com. This is the Frontline Show, and I'm Tyrone Muhammad. I got a special guest as always. And I told you before that every third Tuesday, we will be talking about financial literacy, economic independence, economic transparency, whatever that looks like. And we even also had a little conversation about, you all's candidates for president and all these other uh, elections and voting processes. So here with me today is this is his Tuesday, every third Tuesday, unless he opt out. And this is Minister Tahama, our brother Abdullah. How you doing, brother Abdullah?
I'm good, bro.
Make sure you come up to the mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we're gonna be discussing quite a few things that I know and you know are well needed in our community. So I'm more than eager. I love coming to your program. We get a chance to talk about some things that really make sense, and today we have to make sense about what we're trying to do in our community. So much is going on and it's just not making sense, brother.
When you say don't make sense, are you talking in particularly the voting process, the condition, the economics, all of
All of the above. It seems like, and it's just my opinion, and I'm sure everybody has theirs, but nothing is making sense in our community. Everything is working against us. And at some point, we have to accept that responsibility and make some changes here because I'm uncomfortable with it. And I'm sure there are quite a few other people that are uncomfortable with it. I see people rioting and doing all kinds of things to show their discomfort with it. So rather than continuously to just talk about what the solution is, why can't we find a viable solution?
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be change somewhere. Because this is really stressing on our people, and something has to change.
So, and with that being said, we the change we want to see. That's our motto here at ECCSC. It's gonna take us to save us.
Oh,
So I'm a firm believer that the reason why we're in the condition we're in is because of the same old players that's constantly been in power, that's been in authority, and they dropped the ball. So I don't see any change coming from um, the ones that's currently
old regime.
that's currently gatekeepers
Mhm.
and house peoples. I don't see them changing or even put forth a real viable solution without their hands and their palms being greased. And they've already destroyed our community as a result of them turning a blind eye to the disenfranchisement, the disinvestment, the negative stereotype that they help proliferate in our communities about our children, even our women. I know I didn't start no pimping game. I didn't start that. These young brothers and sisters didn't start that for our sisters to be called whores and thoughts. These young brothers, see, I listen to that. I hear our elders, right, Mr. Tahama,
Yes, sir.
talk about the music and what these young guys, these kids are, how they disrespecting black women and the girls and the women.
But
Self. But what I'm saying is they didn't start that. They not the origin of signifying monkey, and they not the origin of all this game and superfly and all of this stuff that they currently have come to accept as cool. To call our women all these names, to disrespect our community the way they do.
We've all been affected by different ailments of our community.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that same language that you're talking about, those same situations, that was commonplace for me when we were growing up in my
Yeah.
community. As ignorant as it was, and to this day, it's still hard to shake some of that stuff. We're just gonna keep it real. Yeah, I'm minister for the Lost Foundation of Islam, and I have problems. I'm a human being in America. We have problems, some worse than others, but at some point, we have to take responsibility of what's going on within our own community and in our own homes.
Mm-hmm.
We have to accept the responsibility that nothing's going to fall out of the sky to make a change for us. And somewhere we have to make a change for ourselves. We're listening to, as you were saying, the old regime. When you said that, I started chuckling for the simple fact that it reminded me of David Chappelle,
Yeah. Oh
the
man.
blind black Klansman.
Yeah. 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 For real.
So no, for real, that's what I thought of, and I was like, wow, that brother really he sends a real message in a comedic way, and that's pretty much what we're dealing with. Because I was saying, it doesn't matter if you're a black man, a white man, a purple man, whatever, a Martian. If you're blind, then how are you going to lead the people? Period. If you can't see, so
And you all fall in the ditch.
and if they can see, they're still in bad shape because you're leading the group. And it seems to be what our scenario is. You know, I wonder, I'm sure you wonder, how do most of these people even get out front of us? Why do we even?
I got an answer to that.
Hmm,
It's like the sheep being led to slaughter, right?
yes,
The sheep can just, I think the sheep can just watch another sheep get slaughtered. And it would
and wait
still
its turn.
turn. It's not running to the back of the line and say, hey, you put, and even with pigs, you put slop in the trough and they will all come running at the slop
Period.
because our appetite, our appetite feeds or is the tool for our destruction,
Yes.
right? So our appetites, when I say that, I mean everything that's in our neighborhood that's negative. Our appetite and propensity to drink alcohol,
No, I get it.
our appetite for bad food, our appetite for loose women, our appetites for keeping up with the Joneses, and our appetite for, in our case of our children, for being uh in the know, on the
Hmm.
new. I mean, in the loop of everything that's current, that's hip, that's fast. See, being current, hip, and fashionable didn't just happen today.
No.
I used to hear my uncle, hey man, Jai, tell him hip, I'm cool, I'm here. I'm now, the language hasn't it changes, the connotation hasn't changed, I don't think, but the language is still the same. It's just for a different era. And you do
That's all.
little, we do like I look at these shorts and I tell them ain't nothing new on the sun. My peoples and my uncle and my the big homies in the street was popping tees and blues. Y'all popping
Okay.
mollies.
What's different?
Ain't no different. It's like it's all chemical. You
Same
dealing
garbage in a different
different
package.
package.
That's
They
that's
was
all it
doing
is.
skunk and sesame meal.
See what
Now
I'm
y'all
saying?
got dro and
Wow.
all loud. So it's like every generation has its barriers.
You know that's a good point. I enjoy, and maybe some of our listeners or your listeners, maybe they don't, but I enjoy taking realistic conversations like we're having now and exploring the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Teach.
You know, I mean, people think that, oh, that was some kind of joke or whatever it is, but
Codism.
not understanding the severity of the science of a thing. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the black man had two germs in him,
Mm-hmm.
a black and a brown germ.
Mm-hmm.
And a scientist went inside of him to exploit two germs to bring out one so that it could manifest the human being of that nature. And says that that equated to be the Caucasian. Well, now, he taught that for 40 years. I wonder if people understand that he took that, the white man, and used reverse psychology to exploit the other gene in us. You understand what I'm saying? Says, oh, that's how you did it? Okay, well, now let me use that same science on you. And look what he has caused to come out of us. Look at the exploitation of our daily lives, what he has done to us, how he has brought the worst out of us. And some of us say, no, we did that to ourselves. No, no, no. You don't dictate the pace here. For 400 years, we have never dictated the pace. No matter how it got to the community, it was given to the community by some foreign outlet. And 9 times out of 10, it was Caucasian.
Mhm.
And we're not seeing the science of a thing. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught science. He didn't teach religion. He didn't teach spookism. He didn't teach insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to throw away the best information is ludicrous. It doesn't matter to me. I respect all our leaders and teachers when they try to give us information that will consciously uplift us, whether it be Prophet Noble Drew Ali, whether it be Marcus Garvey, whether it be Dr. Martin Luther King, whoever it was, we need to gravitate towards the information that's beneficial to us as a whole. Because this thing has gotten so serious, brother. This is insane.
Well, on that note, listen, we're going to take a break, people. You call in live if you like. That's 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. If you would like to join in the conversation, you have something to offer that the people need to hear. This is IntellectualRadio.com, and I'm Tyrone Muhammad. It's the Frontline Show. Come on back. You ain't got enough money to buy my soul. Ain't strong enough to stop me. I'm out of control. This the matrix, my Neo. I know that I know. I am that I am. That's why I be so bold. On the verge of losing hope. I know where to go. Switch my style from singing vocals to magical flows. Study the streets a little closer. One with the ghetto. Got wise as I got older. Unloaded the metal. New millennium rebel. After that federal dollar. Balance the world on my shoulders. I know my soldiers are following me in war. Cause kids still dying in the streets at war. On the block, running from the police at war. In the US, this ain't the Middle East at war. With the problems in my own community in the store. And the only way to fight it in the new Lord. Save my father from this bottom of Hennessy with more. Can I get no giving? All of me, for real, it's only getting hotter for me. Harder to see and harder to breathe. And there's only one remedy. I gotta be smarter than my enemies. In the water, in the water, you can now in the water, God's control. I'm being chased by demons that triple team exposed to false religions. I'm hated by jealous niggas that don't want to see me living my life scar from living hope. Pulling up papers, I'm chasing paper, no holds barred. Peace of mind, I get divine, my heart's cold. Got the friends, my last road dog turned me in. Because the war would never change. Who takes the blame for bad decisions? So many missing, following orders, cause he ain't giving, got the world tripping. They push prison at us young niggas. That's why we haven't had triggers, won't let them forget us. I'm not alone, but the way that I feel, it's like millions after touching the steel, roaming the field. I am what I am, and best believe I'm following me. A guinea pig, I refuse to be. The streets got a hold on so many lost souls and sold. I pray to God he starts letting me go. No, I'm not a fool, and I'm definitely not following rules. Hoping that the Lord pulls me through when I'm at the gates, standing before. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Frontline Show on IntellectualRadio.com. Tyrone Muhammad. We have Minister Tahama in the house, and people. We was talking about just the conditions, the state of mind. And he was speaking on the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who has pretty much set a blueprint for the way we as people should treat each other, or the way we as people should handle our business and conduct our business. and for the way that most of the people that we like that's not Islamic affiliated had, from the Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Toure's to the Black Panthers, and any of these groups uh, have had some form of guidance in the sense from the most under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So, and Mr. Muhammad was talking about that, but the quintessential thing that I took from his teaching or take from his teaching is economics. Economics, control your own destiny, control your own economics, accept your own, be yourself, and do for self. I was just speaking of while we was on break, us bagging at every corner. There seemed to be able-bodied men and young kids shaking cans, shaking. Listen, bagging has become the new hustle.
It's a profession.
It's listen. You know what a young man told me one day? I offered them an opportunity to get a job. I said, man, I can put you in the construction job right now, brother. If you could got your GED, you could pass a drug, make a drug drop. He said, I could do all of that. I have all my high school, I have everything. But guess what he said? Why would I want to work a job when I can stand out here 5 to 7 hours and make $100 a day and have my money right now while y'all go to work to make $100 a day and y'all don't get y'all money right now and the government gets some of it. Now look at the rationalization. Look how smart this boy. Look what he has determined. See, when you see these people, as much as we criticize these individuals, they on the corner because there's something there. If you stop giving them money, guess what's gonna happen? They'll leave the corner.
They'll disappear.
It's clearly lucrative enough for them to stand on that corner. I can go from in the morning, come back, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening, brother. And the same person is still on the corner with a cup. Standing there. Now I'm trying to figure out where did he put all the change in dollars? Because they've been collecting all day. Listen, I'm a person who observes nature and people. I sat in the gas station for 2 hours and tried to count. I mean, time. I'm just that type of person. When you serve time 20 years in the cell, time ain't the same for you as it is for everybody else. Everybody else running and scrambling to get. I'm running to observe like the animals of other human beings and their nature, their species. I'm looking like, hold on, wait. And I watched this person for 2 hours, bro. And then after 2 hours, I got out the car. I went over to this individual. I said, can you approximate to me how much money you collected in 2 hours? He said, oh, that's easy. I do this every day. It's all around the same thing. And sometimes the same people continue to give me money. He calculated 2 hours. He made $75 to $80. And he could calculate that every what's gonna happen. A lot of time it be like the guilt factor that people don't want to send it in your face with the car. If you roll they went out and throw some change in there. Because we got that internal guilt. What you think, bro? Just speak on just how old economic and even the opportunity that you've been presented and we have been presented with opening up a credit union that we control and own.
You know, bro, if I was gonna be, or if I had aspired to be an NBA ball player, then do you think I would go to find the worst ball player it was to teach me the game?
No, you wouldn't.
So,
No, you
you
wouldn't.
know, economically, it seems logical that we would want to find the best example and the best teacher to teach us economics.
Yes, sir.
I don't know anywhere else to go with this, and I hope I don't irritate your audience, but it's what I do, you know. And the best teacher I've seen, I'm not saying he was the only one, but the best that I've seen, you know, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us the blueprint. He built an $80 million empire at a time when people weren't millionaires. The most difficult thing in this economy was to be a millionaire.
At the height of racism, at the height of what, Jim Crow? What's
Believe
that?
that.
Believe it. Yeah.
Believe that. $80 million showed us how to lay down a blueprint that would work, and if we understood that blueprint and where it came from, we would understand why we're in the condition that we're in. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad proclaimed for 40 years. He said, I talk to God face to face. And I this is not a religious conversation. This is a realistic conversation. We're just talking about our economics, pardon me, our economics and our social condition. So he said, for 40 years they had been taught. He had been taught and talked to God face to face. And people were like, you're an idiot. You're crazy. You nobody talk to God. Well, first you might want to revisit that conversation there. The first thing is if we paid that some attention, we would find out who we are. See, if we found out who we are, then we could understand our economical situation. Because see, the people that did the 400 years in a strange land that was not theirs, they had a messenger. And that messenger came, or that messenger had someone who came to him called God, who spoke face to face with him, gave him the information to get those people out of their condition. And we seem to think that that happened 4,000 years ago, and there's no proof of it. When there's history right here in our own hands showing that we have 400 years of history in a strange place that is not ours, and that a man came to us and taught one of us and taught us how to build everything we need to get out of our condition, but yet we think that's some kind of dream. I tell you, I've been doing this for 41 years, brother. I have not found anything superior to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Please don't take that as disrespect
Well,
or,
those the same teachers that got me out the streets.
you
So
know,
when a man take you and reorientate your thinking to make you go from hating yourself and your kind to make you go to loving your kind, serving your kind, protecting your kind, people don't understand that. I don't have to say my name, Tyrone Muhammad, denotes who and what I represent. But I don't have to see. That's that whole saying: God made man, white man made nigga. That old saying, it's been said so much. And when you know who you are, when you've been taught how to be better, then it's incumbent upon you to do better. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught black people how to do better, how to shake the shackles of their mind, not the physical shackles. The mental shackle is what keeps us enslaved.
The physical shackles have been gone.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Just because I did prison time and was in prison 2 decades, I wasn't enslaved.
Okay.
My mental was free. And all I was doing while I was in there was plotting on how to get out here and do service.
A better you.
Yeah, better me.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught a lot of things, but there's one thing he taught that all people gravitate toward, and that is do for self.
Do for self.
What happened in our community? How have we stopped doing for self? How did that happen? No disrespect, intended to anyone, but because see, we got to understand when you walk out your house and you go up on the corner and you need to buy something from the store.
Right.
Okay, and you want to buy something from the store. Why is it when you go in the store, it's not one of us?
Right.
See, that's not a part of doing for self. I can remember a time when you go to the corner store and there was somebody look like you in there. That was called doing for self.
Hardware store.
And at that point, at that time, the community was still flourishing. Now all of a sudden, our community looks like Vietnam, look like somebody dropped a bomb on it or something. And we got all these buzzards in our community of all different types, Arabs and Jews and Chinese, Koreans, whatever it is. I ain't gonna bite my tongue on it. And they're extracting all of the wealth out of our community and not putting anything back in the community. And our community looks like a disaster because somewhere we abandon the thought of doing for self. And I've never seen that amongst any people.
I really think integration has a great part, and that's my opinion. Um, but it's almost like I could prove it at no limit time that integration had more to do with us dissolving our own businesses to then go downtown and sit at the lunch counters when we had our own restaurants. We had our own speakeasies. We had our own, shall I say, grocery stores. We had our own gas stations.
We had our own
We had
everything.
everything, brother. So in understanding that, when I look back and I often say, what do our elders leave for our children as they pass judgment on these young men and women out here? What have you left them? All you've done was you cast in your freedom for integration for a vote. If you crash in your freedom, the vote should give you power to be free, technically. But if you cash in to be integrated, then oftentimes and naturally, the strongest person in the mix of the integration will ultimately win over.
Believe that.
Because if I have more economics than you, I have more knowledge of business than you, I have more knowledge of what competition means and supply and demand means. I will beat you. I will win every time on that chessboard of life or business life.
You know, we're going to have to get back to the do for self idea. I mean, it's just like we're sitting here and we're putting the pieces to the puzzle together every day.
So real quick, before you do that, before you do the do for self, I'm gonna take a break. And we're gonna come back and
we're gonna talk about the credit
We're
union.
gonna talk about this credit union. We're gonna talk about what our goals are for the whole 79th Street
Exactly.
as we build as black men moving forward and adding other black men like Earl over there hiding. You know what I'm saying? To get in this mix.
Yeah, bring them on out on the front line.
Our women and children. So this is the Frontline Show, IntellectualRadio.com. Come on back, live calling 708-223-8953. Come on back. Thank you. It's the matrix, I'm Neo. I know that I know I am that I am. So I speak so bold on the verge of losing hope. I know where to go. Switch my style from singing vocals to magical flows. Study the streets a little closer. One with the ghetto. Got wise as I got older. Unloaded the metal. New millennium rebel. After that federal dollar. Balance the world on my shoulders. I know my soldiers will follow me in war. These kids still dying in the streets of war. On the block running from the police at war. With the US, this ain't the Middle East at war. With the problems in my own community in the store. And the only way to fight it in the new Lord. Save my father from this bottom of Hennessy with more. Can I get no giving? All of me and for real, it's only getting hotter for me. Harder to see and harder to breathe. And there's only one remedy. I gotta be smarter than my enemies. In the water, wade in the water, children, now we in the water. God's control. I'm being chased by demons, the triple team exposed to false religions. I'm hated by jealous niggas that don't want to see me tipping my life scar from living home. Pulling up papers and chasing paper, no holds barred. Peace of mind, I get to find my heart's cold. Got the friends, my last road dog turned me in. So many missing, following orders, cause he ain't giving, got the world tripping. They push prison at his young niggas. That's why we haven't had triggers. Welcome back to the Frontline Show on IntellectualRadio.com. Listen, this here is an intellectual conversation, as always. We want to keep it on that line because we have to be serious in this hour of war, in this hour of pain, this hour of despair. This is a serious time. So IntellectualRadio.com is a serious station. So with that being said, Minister, we was getting at the credit union and opportunities we've been afforded.
Yeah, we're here, and yourself, me, and some others, and we're putting together a entity of a of an extension, or it's an extension of an entity for a black credit union. And this black credit union will give us the opportunity to be able to do the things within our community that we've been striving to do. But the advantage of it is that we're going to be teaching financial education. Financial education allows our children to understand how the financial aspects of this game is played. We've been locked out of financial education for so long. I mean, when I say financial education, we're talking about the basics. We're talking about how do you build your credit? How do you read your credit report? How do you play the game of credit? You say, well, why we got to do all that? You don't have to do anything, but this is a credit-based society. And if you're not playing the game, then you're on the sideline.
Sure.
And if you're on the sideline, I can assure you, you have nothing coming in this society. So we want to teach our children how to participate and attach them to the Black Credit Union so that they can have access to the different things they need to buy cars, to buy homes. You want credit cards, you want to go into business. All of these different things. There are credit unions out here. I was talking to a brother today. The brother started 4 years ago with a secured credit card. 4 years later, this brother's walking around with over $200,000 worth of credit cards in his pocket, and he only got like 4 cards. Each one of them got almost $50,000 on each one of them. He built that credit to the point that now he can choose to play how he chooses
So
to
they
play.
call him and say you want a credit line increase.
They were increasing him, and he didn't even know it. You see what I'm saying? He started out with 5. He look up, it's 10. You know, he keep going. Next thing you know, he's at 20. Now he's calling saying, "Well, hey, can you push that up to 30?" They push it up to 30. 3 months later, they done pushed him up to 40. Within a period of 4 years, the brother is at $50,000. Now, what can you do with that? Can you enjoy life? Or do you just go out and just create debt for yourself?
Most cases, because we have no financial education, we create debt.
Well, that's because we're illiterate to how we should function financially. Financially, we should be taught to create wealth out of the credit that we use, not to create debt. How many pair of gym shoes can you wear?
Or you got people with $100,000 worth of gym shoes.
And that's why
they're sitting in the closet.
Yeah, that's why we have no wealth, because the gym shoe people got it. You remember on VON they used to have the gym shoe creeper.
Oh,
you
man,
understand?
yeah.
So that's why we have no wealth, because we're putting our monies in a bag with a hole in it. We go back to reaching that bag to get what we need. It's not there because the bag got a hole in it. So we need to learn how this system works so that we can exploit the system rather than allowing the system to exploit us. It's like Malcolm said. He'd say, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. That's the same thing with this system. This system has landed on us.
We forced to comply.
And we got to get up and land on it, because this is the greatest nation in the world. People come from all over the world to enjoy the wealth of this nation. And on top of enjoying the wealth of this nation, most of them come here specifically to exploit us.
No doubt.
I can't do it. Black folk, we don't have to accept this. We're intelligent enough to be able to organize ourselves in a way that we can make the economy work for us. We don't have to keep begging white folks, Chinese folks, Martians, and nobody else. If we control their about $1.3 trillion a year in this economy, then why do we have to beg someone? All we have to do is duplicate the program like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something that we have to focus on here because we're in a better position than most small countries.
So we have a caller on. We have a caller. Caller, come on. This is the Frontline Show.
Yes, sir. I understand. I understand.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Who am I speaking with? This is Frontline Show. I'm Tyrone Munn.
This is your name.
I think your background noise is the television or whatever. All right, now go ahead, sir. You got a question or comment?
Yes, I have a statement. I was just talking to my son earlier today about the same conversation, saving money. He sent me a picture of a Bentley. I asked him, what comes first, the horse or the cart? He came back with this little silly answer talking about the horse. The horse may not be fast enough, blah, blah, blah. But when you're insecure, it's very difficult to save money because you want to be seen. Most of us, youth especially, want to be seen. They're not trying to hear anything about saving any money. They're not trying to hear anything about investing their money. Their investment is getting attention. That's all it's about, attention. And that's all it's going to be about. And when they understand that they're going to be in debt, far above their heads.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything else?
Can I respond to brother?
Yes. Go ahead.
Brother, I'm glad you shared that observation with us. That's why it is our strongest desire to teach financial literacy. Because see what you just said, if these young people, and we did too, want to be seen, there's a way to be seen and not have to be broke.
Exactly.
The greatest, excuse the language, but the greatest game they ever came out with for young people is when they allowed us to make the t-shirt a fashionable statement. So how much you got to spend on a t-shirt, a nice pair of jeans, some nice gym shoes, and work your body?
That's right.
Now, if you want to be known, for the young people that's listening, if you want to, young men, if you want to be known or you want to be attractive, work that body.
That's right.
I'm 62 years old and I can meet you at the gym in the morning and I can show you
Right.
body type. So you don't have to spend all your money on things outside of your body to be attractive. You can still create wealth and look good at the same time. You don't need 20 pair of gym shoes. You can wear one pair of gym shoes. You can have different shirts. And I remember I used to, and still do, but when I was young, I used to take my jeans, starch them and iron them, and put me on a nice shirt and some gym shoes.
No.
I was ready for the world.
Right.
Didn't matter to me. I was good. My body was tight. And I know women like men with tight bodies. Make no mistake about it.
No doubt.
So you work hard. That's an investment in self.
Yeah.
Financially, if you invest in yourself, you can place your finances somewhere else in a safe place. And then they can grow. And then you can continue to do other things because if you got a nice woman, I can tell you right now, brother, she's going to want nice things.
Yes, sir. All the time.
And if you want the best of anything, I'm sorry to say, but, and I ain't going to even give you my history, but you just got to pay for it. It costs. If your son want that Bentley costs money, man. They ain't getting Bentleys away now. So you have to prepare for that. And we need to prepare.
See, but it comes back to the credit game. So you don't
Real
have to
simple.
pay your own money when you got credit. And listen, your interest rate will be that much lower when your credit is up. See, we're paying this astronomical cost and rate for material that others don't pay that much for. You think they're riding around paying a whole bunch of money for these nice things?
No, sir.
They pretty much getting it almost for free.
sir.
Because the I mean, we paying
Interest rate.
mortgages, interest rate. We paying mortgages on cars.
Thank you.
Why they not paying mortgages on cars? They have a home, probably most cases paid off, and now they get to enjoy toys that really cost them next to nothing.
And they know how to use
And they
their
know how to
toys.
use
You know, people buy Bentleys. What we do, we want to get a Bentley and we
to
want to be
stun on
seen.
another poor black man or woman
That is crazy.
in the neighborhood.
That's crazy. If you're fortunate enough to buy a Bentley, you need to put that Bentley on the line where it can make money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know that. See, white folks, they so sharp about making money. They take their homes and put it on Airbnb.
Yeah.
So they can pay for itself.
Cars that put it on renting.
If it don't pay for itself, it don't make sense.
Right.
You're never going to get anywhere paying for it. If you're going to go to work every week and you're going to pay all of your bills from what you make at work, and at the end of the month, you got $200 or $300 left over, you're never going anywhere. So white folks came up with solutions to their problem. Oh, well, what if I rent out a room in my house? Or what if I rent out the basement? I can make it real nice. And when people come for events and this and that, and then what if I put my car online and they can rent that too? You know, what if I take all my old stuff out of my closet and sell it? You understand what I'm saying?
Resale stores come about as a result of that.
Brother, listen.
Drop your hand-me-downs off over here.
I can remember my grandmother used to go to work and clean houses. White folks used to send me all kind of stuff on. I was wearing Timberlands before black folk knew what Timberlands were. I didn't even know what they were. I just knew they was nice things. And them people's been getting down that long. That was every bit of 50 plus years ago. You know, but today.
Yeah, what you 80?
Sound good.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. You know, I used to meet my grandmother at the bus stop just to see what was in them bags, because they would send me coats and jeans, and I mean, just they were rich people, you know, name brand stuff. They had a son.
One time.
Yeah, they had a son the same size I was, same age I was. So, you know, they would send me all the errands, hand-me-downs, I guess they call them. But for me, it was a blessing, you know. But today, people gonna put that stuff online and sell it, and you know, regenerate finances from it. People are not quick to give things away like that.
So on this note, real quick, before we end the show, I want to talk about that credit union.
Yes.
And the projection of when we can get that going. How do we use the wealth to build our community? We talking about 79. You know, I have 2 storefronts over there. Exactly. You have a storefront.
Exactly.
And we our goal is to take up, well, maybe we go King Drive to 79th and Stony or to the lake. And we just take it over as far as we can take it. But ultimately it starts with one. And the thing is getting business, getting funding and finances to produce business so that we can get at it.
You know, the goal, you ask when are we trying to make this happen? For the listening audience, we're trying to make this happen in the next couple of months. We're not talking about some years.
Y'all hear that? Next couple of months, our goal is to
have this
credit union up and running.
For
you.
Yeah.
For you to put your money in to get money from.
Yes.
You know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a bank called for sure loan.
Exactly. It was for sure.
If you put your money in there, you got a real plan and a real proposal. We're not gonna look for reasons. Now I go to a bank, they look for 12 reasons not to give me no money. Earl, you been denying money at the bank? Yeah. For what? What 12 reasons? Wait, my money is sitting in this bank. My community money is sitting in this bank. But you deny me with 12 to 13 reasons why. At that rate, I'd never get money from this bank.
And most likely you never will.
Right.
But that's the difference between a bank and a credit union. As a member of a credit union, you're partial owner. So they're able to loan the money back to the members. Therefore, you can create a a relationship with that credit union, now you can get loans at lower interest rates. You can get credit cards at lower interest rates. You can buy homes because of your relationship with the credit union. You can buy cars. You can go into business. You can get business loans. You can establish your credit. You can reestablish your credit. There's just so many advantages in having a credit union.
Shondale watching. How you doing, brother Chris? Shondale, um, I'm sorry about that loss. I just heard about his loss of a friend, a family member, or something like that. And Soldier, we're about to do something, hopefully, to deal with the violence. I got the spot for us, brother. We got a spot, so give me a call. Just want to let them know that we're about to do a violence prevention comedy show.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we want to do that in relationship to ECCSC and 92.3,
Oh,
just to
yes,
be
sir.
able to uh, uh, stop the violence and get ready for the summer. We don't wait till the summer happens to stop violence. That would be incumbent upon us to get at it before it happens. But yes, I'm just giving the brother shout out, Shondale, Maurice,
Good
Hunt.
deal.
Everybody know him as Shondale. All right, I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. Yeah. I wish the brother peace of mind. But uh, this cycle that's been placed upon us, it's going to continue until we can come up with something to break the cycle.
Mhm.
I started gang banging at an early age. I learned something yesterday. I was reading some stuff on Larry Hoover, and one of my best friends today, and he was my gang chief when I was young, was named Face for the Supreme Gangsters.
Mhm.
I never knew Supreme Gangsters were connected to
Right.
Larry Hoover's
Yeah.
entity. I later
First
on,
one.
yeah,
That's what he was.
this is what I'm saying. So, I never knew that,
I supreme.
and my best friend, like I said, back then, I was with him when he got shot and all this other stuff, and he was the king of the Supreme Gangsters. I didn't know that's how that went, because in my community, everything around me was vice lords and stones. So I was looking at some history on Larry Hoover yesterday, and that came about, and I was shocked,
Hmm.
But I said that to say, how we can be either misinformed or just ignorant to a certain situation,
Yeah.
you know. But I didn't want to deviate from our conversation, but that had just came to my mind. But we want to be able to take this credit union.
Now, this is what I want to reiterate real quick because I
Hmm.
said stop violence, reduce violence. Violence is as old as mankind. Violence is as old as history. No one can stop violence, but you can reduce violence.
Right.
There's a way. I would never say can't do anything. It's possible, but mostly before you and I was born, violence existed. We live in a
It's our
country.
nature.
We live in a country that built its reputation off the violence of slavery. That built its reputation off the violence of the slaughter of the natives.
True.
And that happens all over the world.
True.
So
Human
you're
nature.
not stopping violence, but we're reducing violence and the effect of violence on our communities, on our families, on our children, women and children, and that terroristic effect that violence ultimately has on the mindset and the consciousness of our communities. Yes, sir.
Let me piggyback on that before you close. If you want to stop violence, one of the ways of doing that, and probably the largest way, is to create financial wealth among people. I don't think there are too many people in prison with a 750, 800 credit score. I just don't think so. Because at that point, when you got
No.
the nice home, you got the beautiful wife
You
and
wanna
the
keep it.
children and the house, you're
Sir.
not trying to do things that's
Yes,
going to
sir.
take you away from that.
Now you want to keep it.
See, so you do all the necessary things to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to focus on trying to introduce our people into a way of acquiring it so that they can put their energies in building what they have rather than destroying their lives. Because this is what's happening. That's frustration. Frustration is coming out because we've been locked out of the system so long that now it's starting to spill
So you
back on
saying
self.
when credit, and I know you're saying that because it's true. When you help people repair their credit, it gives them an enroll, and we'll be doing a lot of that type of conversation on this platform. It gives them an enroll into a different type of living, a
A
different type of
mindset.
mindset, a standard of living.
Yes.
Because as currently, we always say violence needs a job. See,
Simple.
when you're able to create, make money, you feel good about yourself. You're able to take care of your family, and you're able to walk with a different walk when you're not demoralized.
And you'll protect
What
what's
you feel.
yours. See,
Yeah.
so when we start, when we start to teach our children that, people say, well, you get all that, then how you gonna pay for it? It is the simplest thing in the world. But you need discipline. In
Discipline.
order to build wealth, you need discipline. Yeah, if you got a $4,000 credit card, then the science of the whole thing is to keep it below 400. So you're not going out buying everything that they're offering you,
Exactly.
so that you can put yourself in debt.
And that's
You're just
emergency.
using the
Right.
tool to build wealth. And in 4 years, it's easy to be worth $1 million. Easy. But you got to have the discipline. This is what we want to teach to our children with the credit union. One of the conversations we're having right now, you and I have had the conversation. I'm thinking of converting my place into a credit union. How do they call it? Internet cafe.
Yeah.
You can come
It's
there,
like Capital One and all
and
those
everybody
other
else.
ones.
This is the end
Now
thing.
you have a credit union cafe. You heard it first here, people.
Believe
Now
that.
you got a black-owned credit union cafe, and I'm giving a shout out to Miss Reddick. Miss Reddick
Love you.
always, she always watches. Hey, Miss Reddick, I'm behaving myself. I'm not throwing bricks through windows. I'm not fighting no police. I'm not beating nobody up. I am talking good to the people, Miss Reddick.
But we love you to
we
death.
love you, but all right, yes, sir.
Yeah, but see, with that type of an entity where people can come and discuss their business, they can come and get on the internet and do their business. They can have meetings with people. We can have classes where we teach financial literacy. We're creating an environment that will spawn out financial literacy. Teaching children and teaching parents what it takes in order to get to the next phase. And then we want to create a class to whereas we can certify them in this knowledge and then give them the benefits of using what they've earned in being certified to go on to the next level. We're going to create a video game to teach real world monopoly. That's a
You can't be
that's a
giving.
banger.
Listen, you're giving out too many ideas.
These,
Not
these
that
are
we care.
facts.
No, but not that we care about someone stealing. But we at a point where now we want to. That's even business. Intellectual property is your own.
Well, brother, I
And
hope
when
they
they,
steal it.
I hope that. But when they steal something, they exploit our people.
Mhm.
And we've been getting stuff has been stolen from us. for
You're
centuries.
absolutely right.
So we will be the ones spearheading a lot of these initiatives to get at that
we're
financial
we're in the
revolution.
we're in the
We
middle
here
of doing
already.
this. We're
We
we're
already
beyond
there.
talk. We're
So
beyond
y'all
talk.
hear that?
You
We
know,
done talking.
we
It's
have
time to
structures. We
produce.
have holes in the floor to whereas we're connecting the basement to the first. We have buildings that's gutted out. Your properties, my properties, my partner's properties. We have properties. These things are actually in motion. And we're not
And
government
we
funded.
didn't wait for us to have some money to start them.
Hello.
Remember that. Don't wait. If you got a dream idea and a vision, if I came out just thinking about waiting on some money to push ECCSC, I wouldn't be doing nothing but
Would
working a
never happen.
job, miserable, and
Thinking you're gonna get
suffering,
some money.
thinking you're gonna build some money up to get. And then once you do that as a person, the desire that you had to be a service to somebody else is no longer there. Now you got to maintain
Okay.
these things that these other barriers you don't put in front of you in
It's a
order to
trap.
have peace. And
It's
that's
a
the
trap.
ultimate goal for human beings is peace of mind, peace, contentment of mind on this earth while they
That's
live.
pretty much
bro.
it. You know, and in order to achieve that, you have to have the necessities in life in order to do that. You know, basic food, shelter, and clothing, which is something we control none of. And I keep reiterating it because I don't want to insult us. I just want to make us aware that we have to use that tough energy we got that we use on each other
Mhm.
and start using it in the business world against people that are trying to harm us economically.
That's right.
We just have to do it. We cannot continuously take our strengths and use them against ourselves. We have to use them for the benefit of ourselves and our children.
So Tracy wanted me to reiterate. You know, Tracy always got me on this language thing. Didn't wait till somebody was giving money. I didn't wait till I was giving money. Thanks to your English teacher. Didn't wait till I was giving money to start. I use my own money. You use your own money, even if they're crumbs. In the
Hey,
sense, the crumbs. One thing, crumbs was once a part of a whole loaf.
believe that.
And crumbs become bread.
Believe that.
So we put our crumbs up to produce real bread and produce real capital. Real quick before we sign out and our time is up, I want you to pretty much tell the people where they can find you again. Every third Tuesday you'll be here.
I'll be right here.
Yeah,
All you have to do is call in. If you got some questions, think about them before we get on the air and call in and ask. Listen, I'm trying to explain to you, we have some very powerful people involved in this. This is
yeah.
real. We want this to happen for the community. We want this to happen for the benefit of our children. We have to give our children a platform to play from. Those of us, and there are a lot of us that have children that are in college and universities, I know I do, they're not going to be able to come home and help us because we don't have anything to offer.
Nothing. Guess where they taking their time?
Straight back to the white man. It's real simple. I'm not mad at the white man. He's doing the sensible thing.
He won't. He said, I mean, listen. Every people, I want their children to work for me.
Why not?
Are you crazy?
Man, want all children to work for us under great conditions,
Yes.
under equitable circumstances. We don't want to abuse people's children, and we don't want people to abuse ours. So we're going to have to take charge somewhere in life in order to be able to be or to be on the playing field equally.
Well, with that being said, brother, I thank you for coming, and you know, strangers, it's your home, and not only that, at your age, and I'm not saying the man is age
Y'all
meaning
know
he
that
don't
man
supposed
keep
to
on
work.
calling me old. That's like the third time he
Not
done
only
did it
his
to me.
age, that he's still motivated, brother. That
Yes,
is
sir.
real. I keep my foot
Yes,
up,
sir.
up a lot of elders' butt because they have dropped the ball on our condition.
I get it.
Yet they want respect.
Yes, sir.
Yet they feel they earn or deserve respect.
Put the
So
work
all
in.
I'm saying is, at your age, you're still motivated to
I love
still
it.
produce change and opportunity,
I
so
love it.
that our children can have something. And before you leave this earth, and before I leave this earth, I
Yes,
fight
sir.
and I work so that that can happen, and I can feel good and go on the way knowing that, hey man, if God asks
Exactly.
me what I've done with my time on this earth, I can show them.
Hey,
We
it's a
already
written
know,
book.
but I can show
I
that
get it.
I've left for some valuable parts of
That's the
myself,
goal in life.
and that's the goal in
And
life.
that's what we need to do. And we need the help of all the listeners and all of our other people to start thinking somewhere in that area so that we can save our children.
So, man, cue the music up. This is the Frontline Show, Intellectual Radio. I thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back Tuesday at the same time, 7 p.m. And remember, it's going to take us to save us.
Believe that.
Believe that.
You ain't got enough money to buy my soul. Ain't strong enough to stop me. I'm out of control. This the matrix. I'm Neo. I know that I know. I am that I am. So I speak so bold. On the verge of losing hope. I know where to go. Switch my style from singing vocals to magical flow.